Hi everyone, welcome to your weekly readings for the 28th of April to the 4th of May. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you've all had a wonderful week. Appreciate the energies are still very, very shaky. If you're here, please say hi in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. We'll get started in just a moment. Hi Mahari. Take the time to get yourselves settled in. Get yourself something to drink if you need to. Have a sit down, have a lie down. Take a few deep cleansing breaths. Really deep ones. Come on. In through the nose, really deep. Hold for the count of 3. And then really breathe out, push out hard. Let all the stress go from the week. Hi, Super Angry Koala. Hi, Chelsea. Hi, Stardust and Cards. Wonderful to see all of you. Get yourselves nicely settled and opened up. Hi, K-Stars. I'm going to start off in a moment by getting a look at what we're dealing with collectively this week. And then I'll move on to the 12 signs. Chelsea says, having a weird goddamn week. Happy to see you too, Mahari. If you're here as well, please remember to like the video and share the video. That helps a huge amount. Let's take a look at what the collective is dealing with for the 28th of April to the 4th of May. We're almost into another month, everyone. Okay, the picture for the collective then. Hi, Jackie. Don't keep me in suspense, everyone. How's your week been? Hi, Sarah. Okay. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Philippa. Wonderful to see so many familiar faces. Okay. This is tricky at the moment, collectively. I feel like a lot of people are struggling at the moment, emotionally, in terms of stress, these kind of things. But I feel like everyone is trying to struggle on individually. Like, I feel like we're all so disconnected at the moment. I'm seeing us shut off in different rooms, not talking to each other, not opening up. This isn't wonderfully comfortable, especially because I feel like for a lot of people it's the lack of connection that is messing us up, and we're all kind of, oh, well, that person won't want to hear from me, that person won't want to deal with my shit or my stuff, so I'm going to deal with this by myself. And we're just getting closed off and we're getting dragged down. So we need to be reaching out to each other at this time. You see, I feel with the Page of Cups showing up as the first card, rather than reaching out, we're all sat waiting for other people to reach for us, to connect with us. And I feel this is true on a bigger scale. I feel people are looking at world events, they're getting terrified, it's all getting a lot, but we're not showing each other the love that we need at this time. And this has to happen across the board, not just your partners, but all the people in your life. Why aren't you reaching out to them? What's going on there? This is quite major, because we're closing ourselves off, we're separating, and there doesn't seem to be a reason for it. There really doesn't. Two of Cups is showing up, and I feel that we're not really offering love to other people. We're not really connecting in the ways that we need to. We're waiting for someone else to come in to do it for us. This is playing out. It's playing out. Where we're upset, we're also not. We're upset at what the world looks like at the moment. We're not opening up. We're just not. And this is causing a huge number of difficulties. And you need to be more open than this. You need to be more open than this to a huge variety of people as well. So many of you are fixated on partners or potential partners. And this is like, we have to get beyond this. We really do, because we're closing off to other people as a result of it. We're closing off to other people as a result of it. And it's just causing us difficulties. We're so fixated on just that, on one other person, that we're missing everyone else who is out there. We've been messed up by experiences, by world events, this kind of thing. With the devil showing up in our recent past, we're kind of feeling, and this is the separation here. This is the separation here. And this is how we don't get anywhere, because we all separate from each other. We close off. We go narrow. We focus on one person. If we're not in touch with that one person, then we disconnect from everyone else. And that's not healthy or helpful. The Emperor in the past, we're winding up very, very rigid. We're trying to deal with our issues by ourselves. I don't feel like that's healthy or necessary. We need to be more open than this. We need to be much more open than this. But that takes a decision. It takes a decision to reach out to other people, to connect with them, to have contact with them. The Ace of Swords, this is where we have to get to. You can't just sit there and deal with your stuff by yourself with your head down, going very, very insular, leaving everyone else to deal with their stuff as well. That's not what it's about. That's never been what it's about. You're not required to sit there and then be angry at yourself for not loving yourself enough or anything else. This is the work that we all have to be doing at this time. And we do it by making a decision to reach out, to not just be alone, but to see the broader love that's out there. But you have to actually go out and connect with it. You can't just sit there and wait it out. It isn't going to work. And where people are being really messed up by world events, they need you checking in on them, finding out how they're doing. Everything around this is really, really important. We cannot move into more and more separation at this time, more and more insularness. It's not going to help us. It's going to trap us. And that seems to be where we're at. You know, you're probably quite scared at the moment. And if you are, you're not the only one. But we need to be opening up to people all the time at the moment. We cannot be this closed off, and we cannot expect someone else just to do it for us. We have to be reaching out, because if you're saying, oh, I'm not going to reach out, and the other people are also saying we're not going to reach out, then no one's reaching out. So which of you is going to break the deadlock? Who's going to break the deadlock here? Because you've got a chance to. You can really help. You can really help yourself and other people by doing so, but you're not going to do that by staying closed off like this, by focusing on just one person, whether it's yourself, whether it's one other person who might be a partner. You need to be reaching for other people as well. Otherwise, you're just not getting the whole picture. It's just too narrow, too narrow, too narrow. So reach out this week. Reach out to all those people, especially those who are being affected so much by what's happening in the world. It makes a huge difference. That's kind of the collective picture. It's where we need to break out of. We need to shift out of this rigidity, this idea that we prioritize a romantic partner over everyone else, and therefore we don't think about the other people because they're not as important to us. That's kind of bullshit. You've got to be reaching out to everyone in your lives at the moment. Otherwise, we're not going to get anywhere here. This is about bringing us together collectively, not just in ones and twos, but in much larger numbers. That's where we have to go to, but that takes a shift. It takes a decision to shift in that way. I hope that makes sense for everyone watching. That's the collective picture. I'll move on now to pull cards for the 12 signs. The first sign is going to be Aries. Aries, sun, moon, and rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May 2019. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Monica. Aries. Aries. Okay. Hi, Hooks Fremont. You're very closed off at the moment, Aries. You're very closed off. You're expecting anyone around you or coming into your life at this time to be carrying some kind of threat or danger. You're trying to preempt this by going into this sort of semi-attack mode, ready to strike at any moment. So you're twitchy in that sense. You're twitchy in that sense. You're anticipating the worst. Maybe one or two things haven't worked out for you recently. Maybe one or two people have rubbed you up the wrong way, but you haven't really spoken about that. You've just sort of closed off, kept it inward. But now you're in this kind of space where you may kick off at people. You might kick off at people. You might go very quickly from thought to reaction to thought to reaction to sort of going on the attack. And this is going to cause some difficulties for your relationships at this time. It's going to cause some difficulties for you as well, for all the people you're around, because you're way too kind of and I feel that otherwise that you're also looking at turning away from people. You're really closing off. You don't really have much belief in the people around you, and this is difficult. It's an old pattern that is rearing its head at this time. And I know we've just had some planets moving to retrograde. So yes, old patterns are rearing their heads, but we need to look at this because you need to stop being so reactive and almost preemptive in your reaction, expecting the worst, expecting threats to be there. You're showing up as the Page of Wands. So it's a slightly immature stance from you. I feel that it's something that does come from earlier in life where you've had to be more guarded, but you've kind of slipped back to it. Maybe you've been triggered by a few people recently, and so you've slipped back to it. With the Five of Cups showing up, I feel one or two things are not quite working for you at the moment, not quite working out for you at the moment. And maybe you're fixating on them. You're fixating on them and you're not really seeing that other things are coming in for you, coming through for you. So you're distrusting the very people who are going to help you. The Knight of Swords is showing up in your current situation. So I feel that, Aries, somebody really is trying to reach out for you, trying to connect to you, wants to deepen their connection with you. And this can be a friend. It can be a boss or a mentor. It doesn't have to be a partner. But you need to be willing to let them in and take that chance. And for some of you, it is a potential partner. This might be an air sign, so this could be Gemini, it could be Libra, it could be Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And I feel that they want to become closer to you and help you through what you're dealing with more than anything else. Show you some light, show you some guidance, show you that things don't have to be quite so bad, so bleak, but you need to be open to them, because I feel that you're very, you're kind of just sort of, you're not really into this. You're kind of looking away or getting quite sort of combaty, and this isn't great. And there's a need to be more open. There's a need to allow yourself to change, to develop at this time, Aries. You need to break out of this space. You have awakening showing up in the challenge position for you. So we need you to come back to your heart space, back to that place of love. And we need you to open, and allow people to come in. You're so closed off at the moment, and it's causing you so many difficulties. That doesn't mean that you go back and make mistakes that you made earlier in life, but I don't feel that's what this is. I feel that this is all about earlier stuff in life that has come back up, and it's this pattern which we need you to move on from and break out of, because that is what life is calling for you to do at this time, is to recognize that you're not that person anymore, that you've grown, and that you're able to come and stand and be more open than this. Your final card is the Queen of Crystals. So there's a need for you to be grounded. And we put these two together. You need to ground in order to step back into yourself. You need to feel yourself inside your body. You need to allow yourself to heal those earlier hurts and to recognize how far you've come, so as you can be more open. At the moment, you're still closing off to that. But there is this tremendous power within you, and there needs to be this openness to the future within you. That's what I'm getting with the Queen of Crystals here. There needs to be an openness to the future, an openness to the light coming in, an openness to you simply allowing yourself to be okay and to develop and to connect, because you're kind of sticking and trapping yourself at the moment, and that's causing you a lot of difficulties. So we need you to start to open, Aries. In order to do so, we need you to get into your heart space. We need you to get into your body, to really feel yourself, feel grounded, and allow those people who have insights and the means of helping you to come in, because I feel like you're closing this off at the moment. If you open this up, there's space for that help to come in. We need you to be hopeful and open at this time, Aries. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Hi, Teresa. Hi, talking to spirits, laughing with ghosts. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May, 2019. Remember to check your Sun, Moon, and Rising. Please like the video and please share the video if you're here. Hi, Tyneen. Taurus. Taurus. Hi, Lisette. Okay, so Taurus, there really is someone coming in to help you this week if you're open to it. I feel there's somebody who wants to help to lead you somewhere, who wants to help to lead you somewhere better. And this means letting go of your emotional patterns that have been holding you back. This kind of thing. I feel that you've been going round in emotional circles, Taurus. Round and round in emotional circles, and yet there is this fantastic light right in front of you. And I feel that the opportunities are coming this week for you to move towards it and to move into a different phase of life. But we need you to be open to that at this time. You have the Eight of Cups showing up. So you're quite disillusioned with where you're at, a bit disaffected. And I feel that the main thing that you need to leave behind is not so much where you're at, but it's this emotional pattern, this place that you keep sinking into, Taurus. I feel it's become a habit. I feel it's become quite rigid. I feel that fundamentally you're another sign who is really closing off, really guarding yourself really, really tightly. The Emperor shows up for you as well in your subconscious. So even though a big part of you wants to move forward, to break free of this, on a deeper level, you're not allowing yourself to, and we need you to locate where that is, what's causing it, what belief system, what pattern is holding and locking you in place and not allowing you to be open to the opportunities and possibilities in front of you. King of Wands is showing up, and I feel that a big part of this is that you're trying to do everything yourself. You're trying to do everything yourself, and then you're giving yourself a hard time for not being able to do everything yourself. And round it goes. But there's a need to be open, because I feel that somebody can step in and help you in this situation instead. At the moment, you're not quite willing to. I also feel that for some of you, Taurus, I feel like you feel that if you actually open yourselves up to new experiences, to these new possibilities, that you're somehow letting yourself or people who've been in your life for a bit longer down, because you're no longer then the person who they thought you were or expect you to be, and you're no longer doing the things that they expect of you. But you're not here to live for other people in that way. You're here to be yourself. And this is showing up with the Seven of Swords. So there just is this space at the moment where you're not allowing yourself that freedom. And I feel that part of that is a false sense of loyalty to other people's ideas of you, or to who you told yourself you were, or what you told yourself some time ago that you want, or that you're going to be doing, but it just doesn't fit anymore. It doesn't fit anymore. And there's this need to be a lot freer in your ideas, a lot freer in your beliefs about where things can go, what you can be doing. Very restricted. It's very rigid. In terms of work, in terms of relationships, in terms of who you see yourself as, it's so restrictive at the moment. Emperor, King of Wands, it's very restrictive. It's very restrictive, and you're not happy with it, with the Eight of Cups. Why you need to be open to something else. You're quite scared of that. In reality, you're quite scared of that. You're scared of being able to do something else, to become somebody else. You become so wedded to these ideas, you define so much of your life around it, that now you're not free. But that, it needs to come down, it needs to come away. You need to be open. The Nine of Swords is showing up. So there's a lot of fear that is holding you in place. But what you're not seeing, what you're closing yourself off to, is the light that is out there. There is light out there. There are places that you can move to, things that you can follow, but you need to be open to them. We need you to move in this way. Open yourself up to the opportunities that are coming in this week. I feel that for a lot of you, somebody really, really wants to connect to you, really, really wants you to step on this path with them. And they want to show you new things, new ways of doing things, but you need to be open to that, Taurus. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Gemini. I see a pattern developing already. Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May 2019. Hi, Ladybug. Gemini. Gemini. Gemini's first card is jumped. Give me a second. Gemini. Gemini. Hi, Sith Lord Lauren. Okay, Gemini. I don't feel like you're trusting what's right in front of you, Gemini. I feel that someone comes in at the moment, tells you that they love you, they admire you, they respect you, you're everything to them. You're the ideal person for a job. You're great at something. You're brilliant at this. They're amazed by you in whatever sense. Can you allow yourself to believe that, Gemini? Or do you keep expecting that to be a veneer, a facade? You see, I feel for a lot of you, Gemini, you're in that second place. You're in that second of those places. Not a lot of trust within you. Not a lot of trust within you, and so it's making you hesitant. So someone asks you out on a date and you don't want to go. Somebody offers you some work, you don't want to take it. Someone suggests this amazing event you could be going to with them, and you're like, nah, probably be shit. This isn't great at all. Like, oh my goodness, what are we even like at the moment? Page of Cups is showing up, but I don't feel like this is a healthy Page of Cups because I don't feel like you're that open. I feel like you're not allowing things to reach your heart, to come in, to genuinely fill you with joy, with love, or anything else. And that's because you're hurting with the Three of Swords. And so you've now convinced yourself that you have to protect yourself. You become quite pessimistic as a result. And you feel that that's how you protect yourself, by being pessimistic, by closing off to those opportunities and things that are coming in, because you keep expecting the worst. With the Tower, you keep expecting the worst. You keep seeing only the rain, the bit where it pours on you, where it all falls apart, where it all comes tumbling down. And yet you're more stable and more solid than that. But we need you to identify that hurt as well. We need you to identify that hurt so you can see your way past it and become more open. Become more open. A big part of this is not hiding at home, not closing off, not being alone, not denying yourself joy. You're not allowing people to warm you. You're not allowing yourself to warm you. You're locking yourself into this place where you feel you have to protect yourself at all costs. But with the sun showing up, you need to be open at this time. I feel there's tremendous healing out there for you, tremendous opportunities for you. People who want to connect with you, want to be with you. But we need you to come out of this space where you are closed off to everything. Yes, it's okay to not just give yourself away to everyone and everything, but we need you to be open. There needs to be some joy in your life, Gemini. And it is simply by going out there, accepting as well people's compliments, accept people's praise, accept what other people see in you, even if you can't see it in yourself at the moment. If someone's telling you that you're wonderful, you're talented, or they love your work, they want to be around you, they'd love if you spent some time with them, if you visited, whatever else, they are showing their love, their admiration for you. That is going to be a lot more healing than closing off and going into this. People are going to ask you to do things this week, Gemini. They're going to want you in their lives. That is how you're going to see a way forward, because people are going to give that to you. They're going to give that to you. That is going to help you. Can you accept it? Can you accept the help when it comes in? Can you genuinely open your heart in the way that you need to? Can you reach out and make those connections, Gemini? That is what we need you to do this week. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Cancer. Cancer, Sun, Moon and Rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May 2019. Hi to everyone just tuning in. Hi Yasmin. Hi Shine Bright. Cancer. 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 Hi Michelle. Before I read for Cancer, everyone watching, seriously stop what you're doing. I want you to sit back or lie down. Breathe in deeply. Breathe in really deeply into your heart space. And breathe out. Breathe out through your crown chakra. Your connection to divinity. Breathe in deeply again from here down to here. Breathe out. And once more, feel that heart space open. Feel it to connect. Feel it connect to everybody else watching and everybody else out there. Feel it connecting, because we're not separate from each other here. And we have to break this separation. And I'm going through this for the signs individually, but we have to break that. Keep on breathing. from a few inches above your head into your heart, and then back out. Feel that connection to divinity. Feel that connection to all that is. Feel that connection to everyone else out there. Everyone you care about, all your loved ones, everybody else who's out there. Because we can't stay in this place of separation. And this is going to be important because the energy that we're bringing into our interactions and the energy that we're bringing to readings like this as well is going to be reflected back. So if we're fixated on separation, that's the answers we're going to get. If we're open to connection, open to hope, open to living from our hearts, then that's what's going to be reflected instead. And that's going to give us all more hope and more to work with. Doesn't mean denying your feelings, your difficulties, but it does mean not over identifying with or fixating on them. Cancer, you have perspective showing up as your first card, the Hanged Man. So this is exactly what we're talking about here. For every bit of separation, there's a chance to connect, a chance to open up. That's the choice. That's always the choice. And at the moment, there needs to be a choice to be open, to connect, to touch in with people, to see some good, not to expect the worst. For every action, there's still a reaction, good or bad. Every time something really brutal happens in the world, there's still an outpouring of solidarity, of hope. There are people doing good things. You have to recognize that side of things as well. That's the hope that we have as a society as well. Because the people who want to make the world worse are very well organized too. We know that. They are counting on us being disaffected, disillusioned, separated, and we can't be. We just can't be. So there's this need for us to be open, to connect, to show love, to receive love, to accept people for who they are and what they're dealing with, but to be open to finding the space to connect with them, rather than locking ourselves into these ideas that terrify us, that we feel that everything is always going to be bad, and we despair, despair, despair. That's how we lose. That's how we lose. We have to be open. We have to be open to connections. True for Cancer, but it's a bigger picture than just Cancer, and we all have Cancer in our charts. 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups, Cancer. Connect. Connect. Enjoy the company of other people. Share your heart space with other people. Can be long-term, can be fleeting, but be open to those connections, value and treasure those connections. Bring that into the space that you're moving into. So vital. That's the choice that you have with perspective. Make that choice and you're going to be in a stronger place. You start to lay new foundations, start to do new things with the Ace of Crystals. We rebuild stability this way. We start to bring together a new vision, a new idea of how things can be, and we turn it into reality. Every connection you make that's a positive one, that's an open one, gives you the space for that. Stops you from looking down, looking away with the 4 of Cups, not even accepting the light that's right there. Because they've told you everything's awful, they've told you everything's depressing, and now you're believing it and you've fallen into this space. You don't need to. You can be open to that light instead, Cancer. You can be open to that light instead. And that doesn't mean negating or denying any feelings, any difficulties. But it means seeing the hope, seeing the light, sharing that with other people, allowing other people to share some light with you as well. Because in between all of this, there is that hope. There are people doing wonderful and loving things, and it's all about connecting to them. So Cancer, we need you to be a Queen of Cups. We need you to look beyond what's on the surface, the upset, the bad headlines, the bad news, and look at how we come together and connect up instead. Because you can deal with this, Cancer, and you can connect in a more meaningful way. It's not just you going through this, but you can open up and connect with other people in a positive way over it. There's a chance to find the light and the joy, and just offering that compassion, that hope is going to be absolutely vital at this time. And that's bigger than any relationship. It's bigger than your job. It's way, way bigger. But that's entirely about where we're going. Where we're going collectively, where we're going individually. That is entirely about what it is for us. As a society, as a people, as the planet that we have to live on, that we need to look after. If we are all submitting to despair, then we struggle. We really do. That's how we lose. Start to lay those foundations of hope. Start to offer emotional support. Start to see what is growing and not just what is being destroyed. It doesn't mean you deny the hurt, but it means that we connect. It means that we see something better, something different. That's what it is. And fine, this is the Cancer reading, but really this is it. This is the picture for us. The world is shifting really quickly, and we have a choice as to what it looks like in the future. Like we talk about Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn, they both just moved retrograde. Then in about 6 months, they were both going to move forward again, and then they're going to be exactly conjunct in Capricorn next year. That's the astrological picture. What does that mean? Last time Saturn was in Capricorn, the Berlin Wall fell. Last time Pluto and Saturn were conjunct in Capricorn was 1776. American Revolution, foundation of the Bavarian Illuminati, various other world-shaking events. Is this going to be good? Is it going to be bad? That depends what we bring to it. It depends what we build. It depends what our vision of a future actually is. And I'll keep coming back to this throughout the year, but that is what matters. That's what matters. That's why hopefully we're all doing this, because we want a world that we can live in and connect with. Connect within. It's all that's going to matter. And yes, that's come up for Cancer, but that's the big picture. That's where we need to, that's what we need to be doing, all of us in our own way, wherever we can. It matters. We all need to heal within it as well, but we'll do that far better together than we will do trying to deal with our own stuff by ourselves and assuming that no one else cares. Most people out there do care. Probably too scared to know what to do about it, but people care, and you need to be connecting on that level rather than assuming otherwise. The next sign is going to be Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon and Rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May 2019. Hi Genesis, hi Asma, hi Erin, hi Infinite Cosmos. Leo. Keep breathing yourselves into that heart space. Feeling that connection to everyone else out there. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people tuning in are here to ask about their relationships, their careers, their jobs, and those are all perfectly worthwhile concerns. But those are going to shift around the bigger picture as well. I do the same thing. You know, I think I don't obsess about my relationships or lack of them or whatever. Of course I do. Don't worry at times about where the money is going to come from. Of course I do. But there's a bigger picture going on. We have to have a bit of confidence in ourselves to look out for each other as well. Leo. Leo, sun, moon, and rising. A lot of cards jumping out for Leo, so hopefully this means we're moving somewhere now. Okay, Leo. You're trying to pick and choose who you're around, Leo, and that's okay to an extent. But again, you might just be closed off a little bit, but let's just go through this, okay? I feel like a big part of you wants new experiences. You're bored. You're really bored, Leo. I feel that. Like you're sort of curling up at times and it's okay. Maybe you're around someone you like, or you're curled up with a pet cat or whatever. It's nice enough. But you're craving a bit of excitement. You're craving some real excitement at this time. And you're not sure where it's going to come from, where it's going to be. Maybe you don't quite believe that excitement can come. You have the Ace of Wands showing up. So you're ready for a new start. You're ready for a new beginning, Leo. I feel that this needs you to get out and connect with people. Get out and show them the warmth and the love that you're capable of. With the Sun, you have the ability to do it. You have the energy stored up to do it. You can get out and do that. The reason you're not doing that is because you're trying to rationalize who you connect to. Prejudging situations, prejudging people. So you're overthinking. You're overthinking, and that's why you're not moving. You're not taking a chance. You're blocking yourself. That's why the Two of Swords is showing up for you. You're blocking yourself. What do you want, Leo? What do you want from life? What sort of world do you want to live in? How does it fit together? How does it become more? Because you're not going to get there by just doing the same thing as you're already doing. Limiting yourself, closing off. You need to be supplying a spark. You need to be supplying some light. You're capable of doing so at this time. And I feel that if you start to communicate your ideas and start to open up, a lot of people are going to want to connect with you, want to do things with you. They'll support you. They'll support you a great deal. This is true for deepening relationships. It's true for your career. It's true if you want to move. It's also true if you want to get involved in community projects or activism or anything else. You need to be reaching out to help, Leo, as well. But all of this is in your power and in your grasp at this time. But it needs you to start to open yourself more to that. Give more of yourself. I feel that you can really change a lot of people's lives at this time if you do that. Ten of Crystals is showing up for you. So there is this huge, huge space for material fulfillment. That means sharing the love. It means sharing what you have. It also means thinking bigger. It means visualizing. It means taking the time to visualize the kind of life that you want, the kind of world that you want to live in, and then starting to move towards it, Leo. You can absolutely do that, but it needs a clear decision with the Ace of Wands to do that, that comes from the heart, that isn't just made on the rational level, because your mind plays tricks on you. It blocks you from going after what you want. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Virgo. Hi, Rose Gold. Hi, Music Love. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May, 2019. Virgo. 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 Hi, Stamoku. And thank you. Thank you to everyone who's leaving such lovely comments. Okay. Okay. You're going quite slowly at this time, Virgo. I feel like you're really scared of slipping up, falling over, something going wrong. And it's making you very hesitant to do anything at all. So you're looking over your shoulder, you're inching, but you're going slowly. Actually, this is making it more likely that you stumble a bit because you're not going anywhere that fast, Virgo. I feel that, how do I want to put this? You're not trusting much in yourself. You're not trusting much in the situation that you're in. You're quite closed off. And yet, if you start to gather a bit of speed, if you allow yourself to be guided, if you allow yourself to go after a few things, then it's going to open things up for you far, far more. So there's a lack of self-confidence more than anything else, I feel. A fear of not being good enough, not making it. Or if you mess something up, what's everyone going to think? What are you going to think if you mess up? You're also not giving yourself much credit for the work you've already put in, the things you've already achieved. You have the Nine of Wands showing up. So I feel like you've convinced yourself you have to go it alone. It has to be slow. It has to be painstaking. There are threats around every corner. This could go wrong. This could go wrong. This could go wrong. This could go wrong. So I'm not going to move very fast at all. But it's the slowness that causes you the most issues at this time, Virgo. You need to be a bit freer, a bit more in yourself in this sense. You need to allow yourself to build some momentum, to move faster. Excuse me, to go into a bit more flow. It doesn't have to be so planned, so painstaking as this. The Seven of Crystals is showing up. So I feel like you actually have this under control, but because you have this under control, because it is going in the right direction, you can just relax a little. Flow more into it. Flow more into it and trust in your own power, because you're showing up as the Empress here, Virgo. You're showing up as the Empress. So things are going to shift for you over time. They're going to improve over time. You're absolutely going to get there. And what? Something stresses you out, or there's an upset. You have a slip, you fall over a little bit, you get back up, you'll be okay. It's not that big a deal. So much of this is just like, so scared of being found out. But there's no such thing as being found out here. All you're doing is being human, and you're allowed to be human, Virgo. So we need you to just relax and own your space that bit more. The Queen of Cups is showing up for you as well. And with the Queen of Cups here, the sense that I get is allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to move faster and to feel, and trust that it's not going to mess with you. I also feel like there may be a water sign offering you some guidance this week, Virgo, especially around work or around the projects you're involved in, or maybe your overall direction of life, your spiritual path, this sort of thing. I feel there's a water sign or a watery energy who can be coming in to help you at this time, but you have to allow them to. You have to accept their guidance, accept their help with the star. So this could be an intuitive or a psychic who reaches in and helps you at this time, Virgo. Your future's pretty bright, Virgo. Your future's pretty bright, and there's help for you along the way. There's absolutely help for you along the way, but you need to get your head up and see that and move a bit faster towards it. I feel like you're double checking and triple checking everything. You're going over old ground again and again and again and again. There's a reason why you're unsure of yourself. And it's an old emotional hurt again. It's not unusual that retrogrades throw this stuff up for us. But I feel that it's so learned. It's so learned. It's not real. It's not you. We just need you to be able to shift and move. You don't have to guard yourself or your progress so much. You've done amazingly so far. But now we need you to pick up a bit of speed, Virgo. This is very, very important for you. Pick up some speed, I hope, and accept help as it comes in. I hope that makes sense for you, Virgo. The next sign is going to be Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. First card has jumped again. Just a sec. Libra. Libra. Okay. Okay, Libra. If you saw the light, if you saw the way to go at this time, would you follow it? Would you go after it? Or would you keep doing what you're already doing? Keep building on what you're already building. You have the Two of Swords showing up, Libra. Trying to look forward, but you're kind of expecting, like, again, something to come in to throw you off your balance, to mess you up. This is underpinned by the Ten of Swords. You're not happy. You're not happy, Libra. You're unfulfilled. You're really unfulfilled and you're struggling to find your joy. You're struggling to find your happiness. I feel like you're like, oh, I don't want to make a fuss. I don't want to upset anyone. I don't want to bother anyone. So you're trying to do it all by yourself. But you're really struggling to see the light at the moment. You might be taking on other people's issues or problems, but you're not sharing yours. Not really, or at least you're not open to help with them. Not really. Trying to keep going by yourself, trying to do everything by yourself, and even take on other people's issues as well. You have serenity showing up. So you're telling the world that you're fine, that there's nothing wrong, that you're doing okay. You also know that's not true. You're struggling. And it's okay to be struggling. But you need to allow other people to come in and help. You see, I feel like that not only are you not allowing other people to come in and help, but you're also kind of stopping the things that you're doing as well. You're letting things drop. And it's just, it's ebbing away. It's kind of just, it's like the end of a cigarette or a candle or whatever, and you're not even trying to relight it. You're just sort of whatever. But you're not telling anyone. You're telling everyone you're fine, even though you're not. Seven of Crystals, Four of Swords, Libra. It can't carry on like this, you know. You've got to ask for help. You've really got to ask for help. I feel that if you actually accept help, and that means admitting the things that you're struggling with, it means admitting your self-doubt, admitting those lack of belief, everything like that, then it becomes easier for help to come in. It also then becomes easier for you to pick up your work again. You may need a total break from it for a week or two, if you can take one. That's better than just letting it all go, to be honest, over time. But you need to rethink, you need to regroup, but you need to not just close off entirely. It seems to be the main thing. If you can't find your inner spark, your inner joy, then ask for help with it. But don't just allow things to just fade out like this. It's not nice. It's quite worrying. Over time, you'll be able to pick it up again. But I really feel for you, Libra, possibly more than all the other signs, you need to be asking for help and support at this time. Because you're running out of ideas. And it's kind of okay to admit to other people you need help. Because I feel that's the main thing. You sort of try and dig more into yourself, but there comes a point where you're like, okay, you have to admit you can't do it all yourself, and nor can you just take on other people's stuff or be who they need you to be. You need to ask for the help that you need, Libra. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May 2019. Okay, Scorpio. Still not that easy. Remember, everyone, to keep on breathing into your heart space. Don't keep dropping back. Scorpio, there's a relationship reading trying to come through for you. It's really trying to. I feel like some of you may be on a hot date this week. I feel you may get quite swept up in it. You may get so swept up in it that then you start to doubt it, or start to feel like it's just a one-off, can't be serious, all about the lust, all about the attraction, and you're not seeing a bigger picture or a future in it. But I feel there is a future there, but you need to be more open to it. You're closing off to that potential, that possibility, I feel, a lot of you Scorpios. I feel like sort of trying to restrict yourself. I don't want to get heavily involved at this time. But there's somebody right in front of you who I feel a stronger connection can develop with, but you have to see that and be open to it. Queen of Crystals, Queen of Cups. So I feel this is likely to be an earth sign who you're connecting to. Could be Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And you're not wanting to get involved. You're not wanting to get involved because you're assuming it can't lead anywhere. This will control me. This will restrict me. This will get in the way. I want to be a lot freer than this. They're not going to understand me on a deep level, but the sex can be great. Maybe the sex can be great, but maybe you need to give them a chance to show you something else as well. You see, I feel like you're compartmentalizing your life, Scorpio. This is for this. This connection's for this. This is for this. This is where I go for this. Very structured and limited. But you're not allowing like the deep feeling to come in. That's a choice that you're making. You have perspective underpinning this. So I feel like you're not really willing to let go and see what happens, to flow in that way. You're expecting that if you do, it will drain you, it will trap you. So you're staying in this Eight of Swords space. Oh, it's too much. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there, even though there are blessings for me up there. But it'll take some work to get to them. You need to be opening up to, Scorpio. And this, I said it's a relationship thing, but I feel this is true in other areas of life as well. You're compartmentalizing and it's limiting you. You're not seeing how things fit together, or you're not allowing things to flow together. Your final card is the Five of Wands. You're actually putting tremendous strain on yourself here. Hold it together. Keep that separate. Keep that at arm's length. Keep them over there. Keep them over there. That sounds kind of exhausting, Scorpio. You need to allow these things to flow a bit more. Release a bit of control and see this as a bigger picture. A bigger picture that fits together, but it only fits together if you allow it to. Someone bombastic comes into your life, or an amazing opportunity comes up. And then you're worried because oh, it's going to take over, it's going to ruin everything. Well, no, it might improve everything, Scorpio. But you have to take that chance. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May 2019. Sag. Sagittarius. Sag. Okay, Sagittarius. You need to be reaching out this week. You're another sign that does. It's not only you, I'm aware. These blur together. Don't forget to check your sun, moon, and rising, everyone. But I feel like you can be the instigator for people to have a better time this week. You can bring people together, group them together, gather them together. Some of you are going to be spending time with family, others with friends. I feel you need to be in groups this week, Sagittarius, and you need to be getting groups together, groups of people who can feed off each other, who can lift each other up. You need to be offering that if you want to get something back, Sagittarius. And I feel that in your heart, you know who to reach out to. You know who to connect to. You know exactly who needs your help. And you shouldn't be second guessing yourself. You should be bringing those people together at this time. I feel that some of your relationships to family or to friends have struggled a bit. But the main reason they've struggled is because you or other people have stopped putting as much work into them. That needs to restart. And it needs to be love that you're putting into them, not expectations, not demands, but love. With justice showing up, it's really important that you carry in what you want to receive, Sagittarius. And that is love. That is love. It's acceptance. It's that openness. It takes work with the Eight of Crystals. But this isn't about putting material resources in. Yeah, you put energy in, but it's about the love that you're bringing to these connections. So you need to gather people together. The Queen of Cups shows up for you. I feel this is the energy that you're carrying. You recognize where people are hurting and you can help. Bring them out of their shell. Bring them into a space where they feel loved and supported, Sagittarius. It will help them to feel less lost with the Two of Swords. And instead, with the Four of Wands, it will give you and them the basis on which you can start to build more within your lives. But you can't do it alone, individually. People are feeling cut off from each other. Sag, you are very key at this time to bringing people together. But you have to be carrying love into those interactions. You have to be gathering people together at this time. This is your main work for this week. I hope that makes sense for you, Sag. The next sign is going to be Capricorn. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May 2019. Capricorn. Capricorn. Are you open to doing something new, Capricorn? Are you open to taking a chance on something new? Are you open to something deepening with someone? If a door opened in front of you, would you step through it right now? Or would you hesitate and over it? Because you need to be doing the first of these. A door is opening for you this week, Capricorn. A door is opening for you this week. It's actually a door that you've wanted to open for some time. It genuinely is. And yet when it does, in the moment, you're then having second thoughts and you're doubting. And it's all like, oh, yeah, but what if and all of this? Another sign in this place. Four of Cups is showing up for you. Are you willing to accept the opportunity when it comes up? The one that you've actually wanted, that you've craved? Can you embrace it? Can you carry yourself through it? Can you embody it? Or with perspective, are you just going to hold off, and eventually let it close? You can't be that rigid. With the Eight of Cups, you are full of doubt, but it's not necessarily real, because the other part of you wants to explore this, find out what's behind that door. You wanted this for so long, so what's holding you back? Seven of Swords, you feel like if you take an opportunity, a chance, if you let something good come into your life, then you're somehow letting down everyone else who's having a hard time. But you're not, Capricorn. You don't have to be miserable. It doesn't have to be slow and painstaking and endless like this. You're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to do the things that make you happy. You're allowed to be open to the things that you want and the things that will bring you joy. But you have to value yourself enough to go and do those, Capricorn, to take those opportunities. The Empress is showing up for you. This is about your self-worth. It's about how you value yourself. It's about allowing yourself to be happy, to have the things that you want, to take the opportunities that come your way, to connect, to be fulfilled, and to be creative as well, to see these things that are coming in as the start, as the launch pad, not the end goal. So it's all about your openness to that, Capricorn. Affirm yourself. Tell yourself, I am allowed to be happy. I am allowed to be joyful. I am allowed to receive the things that I desire. I'm allowed to take the opportunities in front of me. So hesitant, and you don't need to be. All about your self-worth, Capricorn. All about your willingness to step forward instead of backwards. To see the good things that are coming up for you, Capricorn. If you do that, you can make some amazing new starts at this time. But you have to accept those doors that are actually opening and stop second guessing or doubting them. I hope that makes sense for you, Capricorn. The next sign is going to be Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May, 2019. Aquarius. Aquarius. Hi LV7095LV. Aquarius. Nicole, you've got your fingers crossed. I'm not sure if you want a good reading or just for me to swear a lot. Are you in or out, Aquarius? Honest question. Oh, what kind of changes are you open to? What kind of shifts are you open to? Are you willing to see yourself in a new light? Are you willing to be open to the world around you transforming and changing? Honest question. Or are you kind of locked in fear yourself? Because this is going to be the key question. Your life is poised to change dramatically, Aquarius, if you're willing for it to. You have transformation showing up for you. This is death, traditionally. That's the light breaking through there, Aquarius. Those are your enormous possibilities. That is what's coming in for you. Things can shift, they can change, but they're not going to change if you keep on stepping back. You go there, oh, this is new, I'm going to step back. That's not too open. Not too open. You get overwhelmed. You've been getting overwhelmed, Aquarius. That's a big part of this. What are you actually afraid of? Do you know? Do you know why you're acting like this? Do you know why you keep repeating the same things? Why you trap yourself? Why you're unwilling to leave situations that are not fulfilling for you? Be they relationships, be they jobs, be they you living somewhere that you don't really like, be they routines and patterns of behavior that you've been doing for ages and you're bored of, but you keep doing them. You've got to open yourself to something brand new. I feel that like a huge part of your life has to shift and change, but you need to be willing to go with it. With the Six of Swords showing up, you're doubting yourself, you're doubting the universe also showing up. You're not opening yourself. You see, I feel, again, downloads are a thing here with the universe. Big changes, new perspectives, new ways of seeing the world, new ways of perceiving your life. But you need to be all in. You need to be all in, Aquarius. Because it takes work. Big shifts are coming that happen overnight, but you commit. You have to commit to those changes, that new way of doing things, new ways of relating, new ways of being. Ace of Crystals, Eight of Crystals. Lay those blocks. Lay those blocks and then put the work in. Don't lay a block and then go, oh, and go back to what you were doing before. It's not going to work anymore, Aquarius. It's 100% not going to work anymore. Big changes, transformation, and the universe. This is huge for you. Absolutely huge. It's going to take work there. It's going to take commitment to a new way of doing things, a new way of being, allowing yourself to exist in a new way, to have better relationships, to have more fulfilling work, to live where you want to. But you have to be all in, Aquarius. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon and Rising for the 28th of April to the 4th of May 2019. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Remember, everyone, please like and share the video. Okay. Don't get me wrong, you know, all the signs, Pisces, you're no exception. Yes, it's tough at the moment. Yes, the world is being made to be scary, but that's the trap that we've been placed into. That's why we need to do better. That's been the message coming through across the board today. You're showing up as the King of Cups, Pisces. This needs you to get out of your own head, out of your own bullshit. It really does. You need to be offering emotional support to people, Pisces. You do. You're a dreamer. You're capable of seeing a brighter future, seeing how it all fits together, seeing beyond what's on the surface. You have all of that to you, Pisces. You're capable of balancing your own needs with those of other people. And you need to. At the moment, you're struggling to do that. You're struggling to do that because you keep coming back to the material with the Three of Crystals. How is this ever going to work? Where is this going to get to? What's the practical? What's the practical? What's the practical? Not what's needed from you, Pisces. We need you to be bold. We need you to be bold. We need you to help other people through what they're facing. We need you offering some hope at this time. The Page of Wands is showing up for you. So I feel like you're able to communicate a vision for the future to other people. You're able to communicate hope, communicate love. Again, really feel into your heart space and go from there in your interactions. You're a bit scared, so is everyone else. That's part of it. You don't know where all this is going. No one does. It's not been decided yet. Two of Swords is showing up, and that's you and it's everyone else. The Two of Swords has been showing up over and over and over and over and over and over again. That's everyone's uncertainty about the future at the moment. Individually, collectively, we're uncertain. That's real. But at the same time, it also means that you're not certain it's going to be shit. You're just not. This is about what you carry into it, what you project into it. So you need to be offering some hope. You also need to trust yourself, Pisces. You need to trust yourself and your ability to communicate with people, your ability to create a new future, to visualize, to carry people with you. All of this is coming up as well. So with the King of Cups showing up, which is where you're at, Page of Wands, and there's the Queen of Wands. So you're a communicator, but you're also a formidable force. You're somebody people look to. They look to you as a visionary. They look to you as a confidant, as a creator, as somebody who can come up with new ideas, new things. Is that pressure? Sure. Do you have ideas? Yes, you do. Can you carry warmth to people? Absolutely. So you need to be doing those things at this time, Pisces. That's how you fit into this. For all of the signs, you know, it's not like this is easy going. It's not. I'm not going to pretend that it is. But we all need to be bringing what we can to this picture and bringing some love and some hope and coming up with the ideas of where we go next. It needs openness. It needs connection. It needs a decision to live that way. It really does. And that is a decision for Pisces, but for every sign. That's how we're going to get through this. If all we do is allow ourselves to be kind of separated out individually, to close off, to start to despair, then things are going to get worse. The moment we start to pull together, to band together, to connect together, to offer hope to each other, which also means showing absolute support and understanding for where people are struggling, because that's real too, then we have a chance. And that's kind of the picture. That's the picture that's come out across the board. Yes, those are readings for the 12 signs, but there's a big overarching picture there, and that's what you need to be linking into, focusing on. I hope that makes sense for everyone. That is all 12 signs. Thank you all for being here for what has been a slightly unusual video tonight. I do have time to pull cards for a couple of people. If you have a question, put it in the live chat. I'll come to whoever I'm drawn to. If my work helps you, please look at leaving me a tip or a donation. My PayPal details are in the box below. If you'd like to book a full personal reading, please do so as well. Again, my details are in the box below. Please like and share the video. Please subscribe. Please enable notifications. Please follow me on Facebook and YouTube. And if my work helps you, please share it with family and with friends. Let me see who I am drawn to. Felipe Fernandez, I've been on a dead end regarding my job situation. It's safe, but boring, I think, not Boeing. Unless you're building aircraft, you might be, I don't know, and not very well paid. Should I take a leap of faith and try to get a better providing job for me and my son? Let me have a look for you, Felipe. Should Felipe try to get a better providing job for her and her son? You're struggling, and you've said that it's not well paid, and you're struggling, and you're not sure which way to turn, and it's causing you a lot of difficulties. The Three of Swords was the first card that showed up for you, so you're not happy at work, and you're kind of feeling like work is making you feel like you're not good enough. That's the sense that I get. It's running you down, it's driving you down. With the Nine of Cups showing up, you do need to be open to a better option. I feel that really, really strongly. You need to be open to a better option. I feel like you need to open yourself to more responsibility. So this could be running your own business, or this could be a more senior position, maybe a managerial position of some kind, or a supervisor or something similar. But you need a picture of something better for yourself, with the Emperor showing up, with the Two of Cups showing up. The issue here, what's stopping you, is that you're not quite valuing yourself enough to reach for a more senior job. And that's the difficulty. This is about self-love. I feel that there's also, obviously, you're worried about taking any sort of step because you're providing for two people. So this is difficult for you. But I feel like you need a vision of doing something more. And in that, you need to be open to taking on more responsibility, creating more stability for yourself and for your son, in order that you can build the future that you desire. I hope that makes sense for you. Let me see who else. Earth and Sky. I've met a new man, but we have conflicting abilities to spend time together, and I'm curious if I should move forward or let it go. Thank you, Zelda. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate you too, Earth and Sky. Let me see what I can bring through for you. Earth and Sky. Conflicting abilities to spend time together. It's going to take work. It's going to take work. With the Two of Swords showing up, you don't know which way to turn. It's basically what you said there, so it's no surprise. You're a bit torn. You're feeling a bit stuck. It's not about the Wheel of Fortune. So this isn't going to magically change overnight or anything like it. It's about what you put into it. It's entirely about your willingness to put into this relationship. You have Justice showing up, and you have the Eight of Pentacles showing up. So you need to be willing to do the work to build this, to allow it to become a relationship. That means offering something of yourself to it, being really willing to put into it. If you're willing to do that, this can become a commitment. It can become an important spiritual connection instead. In fact, with the Lovers showing up as your final card. But in order to do that, you need to put in the work. You need to communicate honestly about what you both want. And it's going to take work. It's going to mean that you need to commit resources to it. It's not going to happen otherwise. There's not some shift that's magically going to happen without you doing that. If you do the work, this can become something real. I hope that makes sense for you. Let me see who else I am drawn to. Trisha Daly is asking for a career reading. Let me have a look for you, Trisha. Trisha. Career picture for Trisha. You're a bit in kind of a rut with work, Trisha. So I feel that there are opportunities out there for things to improve for you, but you're not willing to take them. I feel like there are chances to collaborate, to expand, possibly to teach, to run workshops, this kind of thing. But you're like, oh, I'm not good enough, or I'm not interested, or whatever else. So you're kind of sticking, and you need to be opening up in that direction. So you're showing up with the Four of Cups, but we need you to recognize how good you are at your work, your accomplishments, and to celebrate yourself and to accept the accolades coming in as well with the Six of Wands. It's very, very important work. If people are offering you opportunities, if people rate your work, you need to be moving it further. If you have all this knowledge, you need to be sharing it, pushing outwards in that direction. I feel this moves you forward a great deal. It moves you forward a great deal, and it moves you into a place of accomplishment. A place of accomplishment with the devil showing up. And the devil here is really positive for you, because this is about commitment. It's about achievement. It's about success. And the success is right there for you, but it requires you to push outwards from what you've been doing. Open up to these new directions you can go in, the new places you can take your skill set, what you've learned, everything with it. I hope that makes sense for you. Let me see if there is anyone else coming up. Hooks Fremont would like a career reading. Hooks Fremont's birthday is on Friday. Hooks Fremont. My birthday is Friday. Can I have a career reading? Let me have a look for you, Hooks Fremont. You're already in quite a successful place, Hooks Fremont. You're not doing badly at all if you can believe in yourself. The Nine of Crystals shows up for you. So I feel like you're doing well. You're doing really well. But I feel like you might be a little closed off to working with other people, or taking new opportunities. If I open up to this, am I taking too big a risk? How do I know how it will go? Where is it going to lead me to? So the Ace of Cups is there for you, but it requires you to embrace new opportunities, new collaborations, new ways of doing things, new ways of expressing yourself as well. And you're a little bit tight and rigid over that. You're quite guarded, hanging on to what you've got. You're not doing badly. You're not doing badly, but it can get a bit old and a bit stale. With the Seven of Cups, you're not going to know the outcome of taking these chances, but I feel you need to in order to grow and develop professionally. This is very, very big for you. There's a lot holding you back from this. It took me ages to get to where I am, to do this, to be where I'm at. It's making you very, very rigid. So there's a need for you to just relax into this a bit more. It doesn't mean that you completely change everything around or anything else, but it does mean taking some opportunities, widening those horizons. That's what's needed from you at this time. I feel that part of you wants to jack in what you've been doing and do something else entirely. I'm not saying don't do that, but I feel a phase transition would be useful because you may get overwhelmed otherwise. But don't hold back from making those changes and taking on new things. I feel that's a big thing. I feel changes in career or sector are coming. Certainly, this is part of your growth, part of your development. But allow yourself to be guided through it. I hope that makes sense for you. That is everyone I can come to tonight. Thank you all again for being here. I'm going to wish you a wonderful, wonderful week. Please like the video. Please share the video. Please feel free to book me for a personal reading. If you'd like to connect with me, collaborate with me, or anything else, please feel free to get in touch. I hope to see you all again really, really soon. Have a great Sunday night as well.